Test, 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 test. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Roden Field on the campus of Martinsville High School for Martinsville Lady Artesian Softball here on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel, IHSAA TV, and WREP 15 Sports. I'm Eric Meyer. Glad you can join us for this mid-state conference matchup between the Martinsville Artesians and the Woodmen from Greenwood Community High School. You see the records on your screen there. Martinsville 3-3 in the first year for first-year head coach Caleb Britton. The Woodmen come in 2-1 on the campaign. Weather has been a big issue for both clubs thus far this season. Last night, Martinsville's contest against Center Grove postponed because of rain. Greenwood able to get their game in against Brown County, and they come away with a 5-1 victory over the Brown County Eagles. We are set to go here at Ken Roden Field. Ella Whitney in the circle for the Artesians. The Artesians senior headed to Florida International University next year to play softball for the Panthers. The first pitch missing a little bit low, 1-0 the count to Anna Pritchett, the shortstop for the Lady Woodmen. The next pitch from Whitney. Looked like the umpire wanted to call it a strike, but he did not. 2-0 now the count to the leadoff hitter, the shortstop, Pritchett. We'll set the Artesians infield here in just a moment. Pitch fouled off. 2-1 the count to the leadoff hitter for the Lady Woodmen. Top of the first inning from Roden Field. 2-2 now the count. Whitney rocks, fires. Fielded on the first, not in time, so the infield single by the lefty Anna Pritchett starts things off well for the Woodmen. One on, nobody out here in the top of the first frame in this mid-state conference matchup between the Artesians and the Lady Woodmen. One on, nobody out. Pitch fouled back, 0-1. Sophia Markowitz, the second baseman, set to go. Outside, 1-1 now. Markowitz, the second baseman. Courtney Hankenhoff, the pitcher, on deck for the Woodmen. One on, nobody out, top of the first frame. Glad you can join us from Roden Field. And the Woodmen on the steal there, Pritchett, with the infield signal to start, and then the stolen base at second. Now 2-1 the count. The Woodmen 2-1 on the season, an opening game win over the Indian Creek Braves 7-4. Then losing to a Whiteland ball club that played Center Grove close. If you follow softball, you understand how good of a ball club Center Grove is. So is Center Grove the measuring stick for a very good Whiteland team? We'll find out when the Artesians play them later in the season. The changeup fielded by the second baseman, but it will be an infield single by Sophia Markowitz. So Greenwood has not put the ball out of the dirt yet, but they have runners on first and third and nobody out here top of the first inning. So Markowitz, the infield single. First and third. Want to know the count. The pitch fouled off. Hanking off the pitcher for the Lady Woodmen will get the ball in the circle here this afternoon. Hitting 400. Couple of doubles, a triple, and 3 knocked in. An opportunity here. 1-1 the count. Trying to time out Whitney a little bit. The pitch on the inside corner for a strike. 1-2 the count. A nice pitch there by Whitney. A little bit of movement on it, maybe a little bit on the inside half. Bit of a screwball, possibly. 1-2 now the count. Whitney checks the armband, getting the number for the call from the on-deck circle. That curveball just missing outside. 2-2 now. The count to the number 3 hitter, the pitcher, Courtney Hankinoff for the Greenwood Woodmen. Like we said, comes in 400 on the season. 4 hits and 10 at-bats. Ground ball to the right side should get somebody home. Pacey Lewis up with it on to Elena Lambert, and there's one away. So run scores 1-0 to score. Sophia Markowitz at third base now. Taylor Dick, the third baseman. 182. Again, Whitney checks the wristband, and that's something that the teams have gone to several years now. Pitch up in her eyes, popped up into center field, maybe deep enough to get the runner home. Jada Montgomery makes the catch, but Sophia Markowitz comes home. And there is 2 outs now, but a 2-0 Greenwood lead on the sac fly by Taylor Dick.
Now batting number 22, Avery Crazy.
So that'll bring up Avery Crazy, the hitter for the Woodmen. Crazy, 250, the sophomore, and the first pitch from Whitney is high. 1-0 the count. Nobody on, 2 out, top of the first frame here from Roden Field, and the Greenwood Woodmen up 2-0. They got an infield single by Anna Pritchett, another infield single by Sophia Markowitz, an RBI ground out by Courtney Hankinoff, and then Taylor Dick with the sac fly to center field. And the Woodmen lead it now 2-0 here in this Mid-State Conference matchup. Not the way that head coach Kayla Britton wanted to start things off. Pitch in for a strike from Ella Whitney. 1-2 now the count. I've always wondered why the umpire did that, because when they're looking, it looks like 2 balls and 1 strikes. But it's 1-2. The press box gets to see the signal there, 1-2. And Whitney missing on the outside part right there with a curveball. She looks into the dugout, gets the number, looks down on her wrist, gets the pitch, throws the same pitch again. That time Krazig offers at it. It's the strikeout to retire the side, but not before the Woodmen strike for 2 runs, 2 hits, top of the first frame. We'll head to the bottom half. Greenwood up 2-0.
Don't do that.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Back here for the bottom of the first inning. Sun peeks out through the clouds, and so that's going to provide us some issues here with our cameras. So hopefully we'll get that set here momentarily as we are about 200 feet or so away from our camera in center field. It's not the easiest access, but we'll try to get it changed in between innings here. 2-0 Greenwood leads it. The Woodmen a couple of runs there in the top of the first frame, so we'll go to the bottom half, and let's take a look at the Artesian lineup. They will send Holly Gallion, Ava Pemberton, and Ella Whitney to the plate here in the bottom of the first inning, as they will face Courtney Hankinoff. The pitcher for the Woodmen. First pitch in there for a ball. 1-0 the count. Hankinoff, the sophomore, 1-0 on the season. A 0.0 ERA. Pitch falls in for a strike. 1-1 the count. Hankinoff, 7 innings pitched thus far this season, surrendered 2 hits, 12 strikeouts, 3 walks. The 1-1 offering fouled back. 1-2 now the count. Holly Gallion, the Artesians shortstop, 4-12 on the season. A couple home runs, a couple RBIs as well for Gallion. Martinsville as a team in their first 6 games have hit 11 home runs. Pretty big total there, but the strikeout for Hankinoff, her 13th strikeout of the season. And it'll bring up Ava Pemberton. Trying to hear myself with the walk-up music going on in here, so I apologize. Athletic Director Kip Staggs just made an appearance up here. We saw Coach Staggs along with his grounds crew out on the field early this morning trying to get it ready, and you can see the difference in the color. That is Diamond Dry that is on the field, and the final count, 52. 52 bags of Diamond Dry to get this field ready here today as Ava Pemberton pops out to the third baseman for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Ella Whitney. Whitney leading the Artesians in the circle, also leading the Artesians at the plate. 421 on the campaign for Whitney. Two triples for Ella, 3 home runs, 7 knocked in, heading to Florida International, FIU, to play softball next year. And ask her, what did they recruit her as, a pitcher or an infielder or a fielder or an everyday player? She said they recruited me as everything. So Ella happy to be there at FIU, and definitely a force for the Artesians here for first-year head coach Kayla Britton. Definitely a confident young lady stepping in to the right side. Martinsville athletes going to make a home down in Florida this season. Whitney just underneath of it, pops it up, gloved by Hankinoff to retire the side. So the Artesians go down in order here in the bottom of the first inning. We'll head to the top of the second. Greenwood out in front, 2-0.
Don't do that.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
We're back here at Roden Field. Top of the second inning. Woodman out in front 2-0. 2 runs for Greenwood in that top of the first on 2 infield singles. Pitch in for a strike, 0-1 the count. Ella Whitney in the circle for the Artesians. 1-3 on the year, a 3.64 ERA, 28 strikeouts, 8 walks. In 25 innings pitched thus far this season, has surrendered 32 hits as well. The drop ball that time goes a little bit low. 1-1 to Dominic Wheatley, the catcher for the Woodman. Sun peeking out of the clouds. Lots going on here at Martinsville High School today. We have tennis, track, baseball, softball as well. So the Franklin Martinsville track meet was going on. Started about 5 o'clock. Pitch popped up on the right side, and it's gloved there by the first baseman, Elena Lambert, and there's one away here in the top of the second inning. Tennis team also here today, so just a ton going on, and hopefully you get a chance to come out and enjoy it. The weather has finally broke here and is really a beautiful day to enjoy some Artesian athletics, but if you can't, hopefully you are enjoying the live stream here. Whitney checks her wrist once again. Nobody on, 1 out in the top of the second frame. 2-0, Greenwood out in front. The Woodmen, like we said. 2 runs in the top of the second on a couple of infield singles. Had an RBI ground out by the pitcher, hanging off, and then a sac fly by Taylor Dick to center field. That's the difference thus far. Martinsville went down in order in the bottom of the first, popped up to the second baseman, Pacey Lewis, gloves it. 2 away now, so a couple of pop-outs. And it'll bring up Samantha Garrett, the designated player for the Greenwood Woodmen. Garrett, 375 through the first 3 games this season, a couple of doubles. 3 hits in her 8 at-bats. Pitches high. Two 2-0 the count. Ground ball right past Chloe Huff down the third base side, and it will be a 2-out single by Samantha Garrett, the DP. So 1 on, 2 out. It'll bring up the right fielder, Caitlin Berger. Pitch fouled back. Had Greenwood up here getting some last-minute name adjustments. So if we've been butchering the names, we apologize, but got the pronunciations here. Pitch fouled off. Still 0-2. 1 on, 2 out. Top second inning from Roden Field, Martinsville. Trailing 2-0 in this Mid-State Conference matchup. They will play the same team tomorrow, weather permitting, at Greenwood. That's the way the Mid-State Conference works. Nice pitch there by Whitney, and that will do it. So Berger goes down looking here to end the top of the second. The Woodmen get a 2-out base knock, but she's stranded at first. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Greenwood leads 2-0.
Don't do that.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Bottom of the second inning for the Artesians. They will send 4, 5, and 6 to the plate. Chloe Huff, Carson Pruitt, and Sydney Gallion to face Courtney Hankenhoff. Hankenhoff set the Artesians down in order in the bottom of the first. Also had 1 strikeout. Nice pitch for a strike. So she starts Huff off with something up around the chest level, then comes down low, gets out in front, 0-2 to the Artesian third baseman, Chloe Huff. Outside. Huff, 294 on the campaign, 3 doubles, couple of home runs as well for Chloe Huff. Actually, 1 home run, 2 RBIs. I'm trying to read my stats here. The Artesian third baseman and pitcher. That pitch inside. Told you earlier that the baseball team playing the Woodmen as well. It's 0-0 after 1 inning over at Tutterow Field. Said lots going on here today. Nice pitch that time on the outside part. A little curveball that time from Hankin Huff. Huff can't find it, and it's the second strikeout of the inning. Carson Pruitt swings over the first pitch. Pruitt, 368, a double, 2 home runs, 6 knocked in, the designated player for the Artesians. Pruitt gets underneath that, pops it up into center field. The center fielder there for the Woodmen to glove it. And there are 2 outs now. I'm looking at the lineup. I had 2 left fielders, Coach Norwood, so we'll have to get who that center fielder was in just a moment. I can't read those numbers, those green numbers, or what are they, yellow numbers on green jerseys. Hard to see here from back. It's number 20-something. And that's not going to help me at all, because both people marked as playing left field are in the 20s. So we'll see when she runs in who we have it for sure, but we'll get that to you in a moment. 0-1 the count to the Artesian. All right, fielder, Sydney Gallion, 333 on the season for Sydney. Couple RBIs, a double and a triple for the Artesian senior, who falls behind 0-2. Thus far, Hankin Huff has been superb. Couple of strikeouts, couple of pop-outs for the Artesians, 1 ground out as well. Out in front, 0-2. So kind of following the same MO as she has to every hitter thus far. High, low, outside, back outside. Let's see what happens here. 1-2 the count to Sydney Gallion. Nobody on, 2 out, bottom of the second. Oh, inside, but jams her, gloved by the shortstop, Anna Pritchett. That will do it for the bottom of the second. Again, the Artesians go down in order. We'll head to the top of the third in this Mid-State Conference matchup. Greenwood out in front, 2-0.
Don't do that.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Greenwood, number 6, and Pritchett.
Back to the top of the order for the Woodmen here in the top of the third inning. 1, 2, and 3 for Greenwood. They lead it 2-0. Anna Pritchett, Sophia Markowitz, and the pitcher, Courtney Hankin Huff. Ground ball right back to Whitney. She gloves it, flips it on to first base, and quickly 1 out here in the top of the third inning. So Pritchett goes 1-3 to start off the top of the third. Elena Lambert at first for the Artesians. Pacey Lewis, the second baseman. Holly Gallion, the shortstop, and Chloe Huff at third. Behind home plate is Ava Pemberton, catching the senior in the circle, Ella Whitney. Nice drop ball again by Whitney. In for a strike, 0-1 the count. The outfield left to right, Tori Edwards, Jada Montgomery, and Sydney Gallion. Top of the third inning, Martinsville trailing 2-0. A couple of runs in the top of the first inning for Greenwood. They do it on a couple of infield singles, an RBI ground out, and a sac fly. Nice stab at second base by Lewis. Good stretch by Elena Lambert, and there's 2 away. Sophia Markowitz trying to get it back up the middle, but Lewis going to her right. It gloves it, turns, fires to Elena Lambert. Nice stretch there at first, and there are 2 away. Top of the third frame. Bring up the pitcher, Hankenhoff. She had an RBI ground out in the first inning that drove home Anna Pritchett. Hankenhoff steps in down and count 0-1. It's turned out to be a beautiful day for softball. Field in great condition. We said earlier, grounds crew dumped 52 bags of Diamond Dry on the field this morning. They were out here working it in and getting it done. Even athletic director Kip Staggs, I tell you, really liked that pitch that time for Whitney on the inside part of the plate. 1-2 the count, nobody on, 2 out. So the field in great condition here for the Mid-State Conference matchup and what's turned out to be a beautiful day at Roden Field. Whitney, the 1-2 count to Pacey Lewis, flips it up to Elena Lambert, and that will end the top of the third. The Woodmen go down in order. We'll head to the bottom. Martinsville trailing it 2-0.
Don't do that.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Bottom of the third inning, Artesians will send the bottom third of the order to the plate. First pitch missing inside to Pacey Lewis. 1-0 the count. Pacey 250 on the season. Home run, 5 RBIs. Has made a couple of nice plays in the infield thus far. Crowding the plate a little bit. That pitch, did she go? She did. 1-1 of the count. Head coach Caleb Britton down in the coach's box at third. Assistant coach Neil Smith in the coach's box at first base. Neil, former baseball and basketball standout at Martinsville High School, back here coaching softball here. It's part of the coaching staff for head coach Caleb Britton. Caleb gets the head coaching job here, longtime assistant to Ken Roden for 12 years and has taken a lot from what Coach Roden taught and preached when he was the head coach here and won a couple of state championships. We've got a great package on Kayla and the softball team. Their opening win against Franklin Central that we should have out on MHS Rewind tomorrow. So if you get a chance, check that out. Luke Cheatham doing a great job on that news package. Ton of good news packages coming out tomorrow. So if you get a chance, take a look and see what's happening at Martinsville High School. Ted Lewis, also an assistant coach on the team. 2-2 the count. Pacey goes up high for Hangenhoff, who gets the strikeout. And she started off each inning thus far with a strikeout. So 3 Ks through 3 innings thus far, and it'll bring up the first baseman, Elena Lambert, to 11, doubling an RBI for Lambert, the sophomore. Pretty good sophomore class here for the Artesians. Foul back. Pitch outside, 1-2 now to Lambert. It'll be interesting to see how the Artesians maybe fare the second time around the order against Courtney Hankenhoff. She's 1-0, thrown 7 innings, struck out 12, 3 walks coming in, and has done a nice job thus far on the Artesians to keep them off balance. Didn't get an opportunity to check to see which game she got the victory in. It's another strikeout. So her second strikeout of the inning and her 4th of the game will bring up Tori Edwards, the left fielder. Edwards, 250, a home run and an RBI for the senior. Steps in from the right side and awaits the pitch. 0-1 the count. Hankenhoff has not allowed a hit yet to the first 2 2/3, 4 strikeouts. Trying to set the Artesians down in order once again. 0-2. Now the 0-2 offering. Hankenhoff strikes out the side here in the top of the 3rd inning. Artesians go down in order once again. We'll head to the top of the 4th, we should say. That was in the bottom of the 3rd. Go to the top of the 4th. Greenwood out in front, 2-0.
Don't do that.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Top of the fourth inning from Roden Field, Martinsville trailing 2-0. Taylor Dick, Avery Krazig, and Nikki Wheatley, the catcher. Her name Dominica, and we had one of the Greenwood managers came up here, and we were trying to figure out, because it was written on the scorecard as N. Wheatley. There is not an N. Wheatley on the roster, and got it all straightened out. Dominica, her name, I think we mispronounced it earlier, her nickname, Nikki. So, now you know. Taylor Dick, the third baseman. Sac fly in the first inning. Second RBI of the game and put Greenwood out in front 2-0. They lead it now 2-0. Like we said, they had those 2 runs in the top of the first inning on ball hit almost out of the park that time. I didn't know that it didn't look like it was going to carry that far, but it ends up being a stand-up double by Dick, the third baseman. Caught me by surprise just a little bit after I was about to say they scored the 2 runs in the top of the first on infield singles. Nothing out of the infield. That one nearly out of the ballpark. But the double by Taylor Dick now, the third baseman, and runner on second. And nobody out here in the top of the fourth inning. Whitney to face Crazy, who struck out to end the first. Pitch fouled back. 1-1 the count. The Woodmen, a couple runs in the first on a couple of infield singles, RBI ground out, and a sac fly. Here to lead off the top of the fourth, though, they get a double off the top of the left field fence and looking to add some more here. These two teams will play again tomorrow at Greenwood. That's how the Mid-State Conference sets up their schedule. Home and home games on Tuesday and Wednesdays, and then Thursdays are always the makeups. And this season, the spring season, as usual, always interesting in terms of the weather. In Martinsville, a couple of games having to be moved and rescheduled. Last week, the Artesians were scheduled to play Mooresville on Wednesday. That game postponed to Thursday. The Artesians were supposed to play Bloomington South on Thursday, so that game got moved. On Friday, Martinsville was supposed to play in a contest over at the Miss America softball park in Terre Haute in the Lady Braves Bash that Terre Haute South typically hosts. That game was moved to Saturday. All the games were moved to Saturday. And then on Monday, Martinsville was supposed to host Center Grove. Nice strikeout there by Whitney for the first out of the inning. That game moved to April 29th because of a wet field as well. So weather playing havoc with the schedule of all spring sports here early on, and it definitely does not make the job of the athletic directors any easier. But Coach Staggs, athletic director Kip Staggs, doing a great job. And his crew as well. Like we said, they dumped 52 bags of Diamond Dry on this thing this morning. Raked it in and got it ready to go, and then saw assistant coach Neil Smith before the game also giving it one final drag as well to get it ready, and it's in great shape. The field looks super here at Roden Field. Pitch outside, 0-2 now to Wheatley. Popped out to the first baseman her first time up to lead off the second inning. 1 on, 1 out. Fouled off. Still 0-2 the count. It's lifted up in a shallow Right center field, Pacey Lewis drifting back. Gloves it. Dominica Wheatley, the catcher, pops out to Lewis. Two-away now. First baseman Macy Wilonis popped out to Lewis. One on, two out, top of the fourth inning. A leadoff double by Taylor Dick, but Whitney and the Artesians trying to strand her right there. Trailing 2-0. It's a lot going on here. At Martinsville High School today. 0-1 the strike. Have track, tennis, and baseball. Baseball team also playing Greenwood, and right now the Artesians up over the Woodmen over at Tutterow Field. Runner going, it'll be stolen base that time by Taylor Dick. After 2 innings, Martinsville up 3-0 over Greenwood over in baseball. The Woodmen up here in the top of the fourth, 2-0 over the Artesians, and now a runner 60 feet away. So lots of ways to score from third base now with 2 outs. Martinsville will have to be solid here. 1-1 the count. Whitney stares into the dugout, gets the sign of the pitch, and will come plateward. Nice pitch. And Wilonis thought she struck out, but just 1-2 the count. Home plate umpire not happy with something in the Greenwood dugout, but that's okay. Here we go. The 1-2 offering from Whitney. Trying to strand the runner at third. It's a piece of it that time. Fouls it off. Again, going with that breaking pitch, the curveball. 1-2. Kind of get a good look up here. Over the past several years, you can really see the ball coming out of the pitcher's hand. See what she goes here. 1-2 now. Pitch back up the middle will get down. And a 2-out single by Macy Wilonis, the first baseman, will drive in 1. And the Woodmen now lead 3-0 over the Artesians. And that'll bring up the designated player, Samantha Garrett. Singled her first time up. So a 2-out single drives in the third run of the game. Pitch outside. Now 2-0 the count. Whitney looking for a swing that time. Looks into the dugout and gets the sign. Trying to see who's giving her the pitches. I think it's her dad down there in the dugout calling pitches. And it will be gloved at first base by Elena Lambert, and that will do it for the top of the fourth. But not before the Woodmen get another run on a couple of base hits. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Greenwood out in front, 3-0.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
The umpire's set. The right fielder is confused as to what's going on. I am as well. She's like, what was the umpire talking about? I don't know, but we'll play here. That pitch fouled off. 0-1 the count. Back to the top of the order for the Artesians. The 1, 2, and 3 hitters for Martinsville, as Courtney Hankenhoff has been perfect thus far in the circle for the Woodmen. Holly Gallion trying to break that up, though, here. Struck out her first time up, down on the count, 0-1. Holly, the junior, 4-12, a couple of home runs. 2 knocked in as well. 1-1 the count. Interesting to see how the Artesians react the second time through now for Hankenhoff. Swing over top of it, 1 and 2. Talked to head coach Kayla Britton a little bit before the game. She said one thing they've done extremely well this season has been hit the softball. 311 or 305 as a team coming in. We told you 11 home runs. They'd been hurt really by the airs. Here tonight, though, the bat's quiet thus far through the first 3 innings. And have fielded the ball fairly cleanly here. It's a Greenwood team that's kind of been up and down over the last couple of years. Popped up on the infield. Anna Pritchett with the catch, so 1 away. It's a Greenwood team that had some outstanding players back in the 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 seasons. Really pitching-wise. Brittany Gray went to Georgia to pitch. The Overton sisters won to Boston College, won to IUPUI, but have run on some hard times here over the past couple of years, going from double-digit wins to double-digit losses. But off to a good start here. 2-1 on the campaign. They lead the Artesians here 3-0. A couple of runs in the first, one more in the fourth. One and one. Teaching catcher Ava Pemberton grounded out to third her first time up. 2-1. Martinsville back in action on the road tomorrow. We've told you a couple of times in the Mid-State Conference matchup, the return game against the Greenwood Woodmen. Artesians open up the season 8-3 over Franklin Central. Ella Whitney getting the win in that one. 7 strikeouts for Ella in the victory. Martinsville slugged 3 home runs in the opening game of the season and the first game for new head coach Kayla Britton, and they made it a very, very good first contest for Kayla. They won 8-3. Then the Artesians went to Mooresville, lost to a very, very good Pioneer ball club. Returned home last week, fell to the Pioneers as well. Traveled to Terre Haute for that Lady Brave Bash over the weekend, that long-standing tournament in its 12th year. 3-2 the count. Pitch fouled off to Ava Pemberton. And Martinsville battled the Castle Knights Saturday morning, fell to the Knights, but came back with a couple of wins. North Central, Farmersburg, and then Northview. A payoff pitch now is high, and that'll be a walk. So that breaks up the perfect game. The Artesians get a base runner with a 1 out here in the top of the 4th, and Ella Whitney comes to the plate, an opportunity to help herself out. One swing of the bat, and the Artesians could be within 1 run. Let's see if Whitney can put a charge into this one and get her team back into it here. 1 on and 1 out. A little warning going on from her walk-up song. Pitch just misses it and fouls it off. Whitney headed to Florida International next year to play softball, and we talked earlier about that. Florida's been a popular destination for Artesian female athletes next year. Grace Reynolds also heading to Florida Gulf Coast for volleyball. Oh, 2 the count. 1 on, 1 out, bottom of the 4th. Whitney takes a breath, steps back in from the right side, and gets set. Hankenhoff comes plateward. Whitney pops it up. The catcher squeezes it. Dominica Wheatley, Nikki as they call her, gloves it. And there's 2 away now. So Whitney pops out to the catcher, and it'll be up to Chloe Humph to try to get the runner across here. See if maybe Coach Britton tries to send Pemberton here. Huff swings through the opening pitch, on 1 to count. Kind of handcuffed her inside. Hankenhoff gets the sign from her dugout. Comes plateward. Back inside again. 1 and 1 the count. Now 1 and 2 the count to Huff. Hankenhoff has yet to surrender a hit. Did give up a walk here with 1 out to Pemberton, 2 outs now, but she has struck out 5 and at least 1 Artesian in every inning thus far except this one. But ahead in the count on Huff, 1 and 2. Payoff pitch, Huff fouls that straight back. Count remains 1 and 2. 1 on, 2 out, bottom of the 4th inning from Roden Field. What's turned out to be a fantastic day for softball and a fantastic day for athletics here at Martinsville High School. Track meet going on, tennis match, baseball as well. Boys out in front of Greenwood, 3-0 heading in to the bottom of the 3rd, but that'll do it for the bottom of the 4th here in this softball contest. Another strikeout for Hankenhoff. It's a 6th of the game for her. Martinsville gets a base runner with 1 out. She is stranded. We go to the top of the 5th. Greenwood out in front, 3-0.
I would do that.
high school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Batting for Greenwood, number 16, Berger.
Top of the fifth now will be 9-1-2 for the Woodmen, who lead it here over the Artesians 3-0. Caitlin Berger, then back to the top of the order, and Anna Pritchett and Sophia Markowitz. 0-1 the count. Berger, the right fielder, struck out looking to end the second. Whitney thus far giving up 5 hits. Out in front, 0-2 now. Ground ball right back to Ella. She'll flip it on to first base to Elena Lambert. Quickly one away here in the top of the fifth inning, so we'll go to the top of the order. Pritchett. 1 for 2.
Batting number 6, Anna Pritchett.
Pritchett singled and scored an infield single to lead off the game, stole a base, and then came home on an RBI ground out. Tries to slap it up the first base side, foul. 0-1 the count, and ground it back to Ella Whitney to start off the third inning. Martinsville to try to get something going against the pitcher Hankenhoff, but have been unsuccessful thus far. It'll be the really middle of the order for the Artesians. 5, 6, and 7 due up in the bottom of the fifth inning. Again, fouled off that time, 0-2. Things going a little bit better over at Tutterow Field for the Artesians. End of 3, they're up 6-0. Ian Knuckles, a big 2-run home run in the third. Kevin Reed, who had a no-hitter last year against Greenwood, shutting out the Woodmen once again through 3. Nice snag over there at third base by Chloe Huff onto Elena Lambert. Nice little 5-3 put out. And quickly 2 away here in the top of the fifth inning. If you're just joining us, Martinsville trailing, as you see on the scoreboard, 3-0 to Woodmen. 2 runs in the top of the first inning. They do it on a couple of infield singles, an RBI ground out, and then a sac fly. They scored their 3rd run last inning, a leadoff double by Taylor Dick. It looked like she would get stranded there, but Macy Walonis, with a couple of outs, gets a RBI single. And that's where we stand right now in the top of the fifth inning. If the ump's going to call that a strike, I'm throwing that there all night. That thing was a good 6, 7, 8 inches off the plate and looked low as well. But see if the Artesians, Pemberton goes right back out there. 1-1 the count. She does. Very similar location, a little bit farther outside, but 2-1 now the count. Said we've got a great view, great vantage point from up here. We're basically directly behind home plate. Get a good look at what's coming out of the hand of the pitcher, and you get a good look at the location. Not necessarily up and down vertically, but definitely across the strike zone or not. And that last pitch on the outside, great location. You'll put it there on the outside, hit the mitt, make the umpire make the call. He did, but 3-1 now the count to Markowitz. 1 for 2 for the second baseman. Infield single her first time up, and after grounding out to second and a third, she gets a 2-out walk. And it'll bring up the pitcher, Hankenhoff. So, opportunity for her here. Woodman won't steal a lot of bases. 5 through 3 games, but maybe a chance here. We'll see. Markowitz dances off of first base. 1-0 the count. Caitlin Berger grounds out to Ella Whitney to start this inning, and then ground ball here. Lewis flips it on to the shortstop, Holly Gallion. A nice 4-6. Fielder's choice to end it here in the top of the 5th. So a 1-out walk left. No damage done in the top of the 5th. We will head to the bottom of the 5th. Martinsville trails it 3-0.
I'll do that.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Carson Pruitt steps in for the Artesians. 0 for 1. Flew out to center field in the second inning. Artesian designated player. 368 on the season, a double, couple home runs, 6 RBIs coming in. But Courtney Hankenhoff has done a masterful job thus far limiting the Artesians. And Pruitt down in the count, 0-2 now. Pruitt, Sydney Gallion, and Pacey Lewis due up for the Artesians. The 0-2 offering. Pruitt watches it go outside. 1-2. Hankenhoff perfect through the first 3 innings. Gave up a walk in the 4th. Still a no-hitter, though. See if Martinsville can be patient, make her throw some pitches the second time through the order, and get some base runners. Hankenhoff gets the number from the catcher. Peers down at the armband, comes plateward. The 2-2 offering again popped up. Elias Elsner doing a nice job of running out to the center field cam and switching filters. Pruitt fouls that off. Out of play. Again over by Neil Smith. And when Neil came out, I initially thought that Coach Cuttriff, principal at John R. Wooden Middle School, was the first base coach. But it's a look that Fred has worn a couple of times, but Neil has gotten rid of the sunglasses, the hat on down at first base, and outstanding athlete here at Martinsville. Basketball and baseball player, now coaching softball. Did a little scouting out of school, so good to see him back here at Martinsville, and good to see Carson Pruitt break up the no-hitter with the single to first. Single to right field that time by Pruitt, so 1 on, nobody out. Bottom of the 5th inning, Martinsville trying to get something going. Sidney Gallion. And we're going to get, I believe, Jada Montgomery, who is the flex player, will come in and run for Carson Pruitt. Communication is not easy here. All right, so we got that all set. Jada Montgomery, the flex hitter, will be running for Carson Pruitt. So that's just a normal switch you can do with the DP and the flex. As Sidney Gallion will step in, tries to bunt and fouls it off. 0-1 the count. Martinsville trailing 3-0, but it's their first opportunity really to maybe get something going. The first time they've had their leadoff hitter on, it was the first hit of the contest for the Artesians. The single to right by Carson Pruitt. Now Jada Montgomery, flex player, running. Gallion initially trying to bunt her over. We'll see what she does here. 0-1. Swings away, pops it up right side. Second baseman, though, right there to glove it. Sophia Markowitz, and there's 1 away. So that'll bring up Pacey Lewis now.
Now batting for the Artesians, number 5, Pacey Lewis.
Now the sun comes out. Ground ball back up the middle will get through. So Pacey Lewis with a sharp single to center. And the Artesians in business here with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Batting for the Artesians, number 12, Elena Lambert.
So I'm sure Coach Britton wishing that sack bunt had gotten down in the last at bat, because that would have moved the runner to third. But regardless, runners at first and second, 1 out. Elena Lambert, a strikeout victim, her first time up, will step back in from the right side. Swings through the first pitch. Pitch popped over the left side. Left fielder giving it a look. It will fall just foul down the left field side. Now to play. Pitch on the outside corner. Strike 3 by Elena Lambert. So, second out of the inning for Tori Edwards now. 7 strikeouts now for Hankenhoff. Edwards out in front of it, fouls it off. Martinsville with runners on first and second, 2 outs. First 2 hits of the contest for the Artesians. A leadoff single by Carson Pruitt, then a single by Pacey Lewis, but Hankenhoff has kept them there. Edwards lays off of it, 1-1 the count. Like to see Tori put it in play or get on base here so the Artesians could get to the top of the order. In this Mid-State Conference matchup, the Woodmen out in front. Edwards out in front of it, pulls it just foul. 1-2 the count. Tori out in front of it. Hankenhoff looks into the dugout, shakes her head. Fastball outside or curveball coming here to Edwards with runners on first and second and 2 outs. Tori, though, is really crowding the plate. Up high, fouled off. 1-2. A nice little adjustment there by the Artesians. Get up there, erase that batter's box so you can stand where you want. In the 1-2 offering forthcoming. Runners on first and second. The pitch, high, and Edwards does a nice job to stay alive and foul it off. Martinsville trailing 3-0. Trying to get something going here. First 2 hits of the game this inning. Now Edwards trying to extend the inning. Again, out in front of it. So Hankenhoff coming inside there, and Edwards doing what you do normally. You swing early on those inside pitches, but out in front of those. Tori doing a nice job to battle off the pitches from Hankenhoff and stay alive. Again, the 1-2 pitch out in front of it, and that'll do it for the bottom of the 5th inning. The Artesians threaten. They get a couple of singles, but those runners left stranded. We will head to the top of the 6th inning. Greenwood leads it 3-0.
I would do that.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Batting for Greenwood, number 5, Taylor Dick.
Top of the 6th inning for the Woodmen. 4, 5, and 6, Taylor Dick, Avery Krazig, and Dominica Wheatley due up. Ella Whitney has gone 5 thus far, giving up 3 runs, scattered 5 hits. Woodmen have done a nice job to put the ball in play with the 5 hits. They've only struck out 3 times. Had a walk as well. Looking ahead to the Artesians' bottom of the 6th inning, well, if you're going to get it done, that's the inning to do it. It's the top third of the order. Is again, that outside corner, the umpire likes that outside corner. And, I mean, Shag Gallion up here, that pitch was outside. He can tell you that, but set up outside there if you're Pemberton. Put the mitt, have Ella hit it, and see if you can get another strike there. But Martinsville will have the top third of the order due up in the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be Holly Gallion, Ava Pemberton, and Ella Whitney. So like we said, if you're going to do something, that's the inning to try to get it done there for Martinsville. So we'll look ahead and see. 2-2 the count. Taylor Dick, she had a sac fly in the first on a fly out to center field drove in the 2nd run of the game, and then doubled and scored in the 4th. In the 3-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Strikeout number 4 for Ella Whitney, and 1 away here in the top of the 6th. It'll bring up Avery Krazig, and Krazig has
Batting number 22,
struck out
Avery Crazy.
both times. Whitney in the circle. Owen won the count. Watch that arm angle from Ella. Kind of looked like a curveball coming there. One and one the count. Nice pitch there on the outside. Again, looked like the curve. 1 and 2. Same pitch, same result. And Krazig has drawn the collar here today. 0 for 3 strikeouts. And 2 away here in the top of the 6th inning.
Now batting number 15, Dominica Wheatley.
5 strikeouts now for Whitney, and it'll bring up Dominica Wheatley, the catcher. Popped out to first to lead off the 2nd. Popped out to 2nd in the 4th. Whitney trying to set down the Woodmen in order for just the 2nd time here this evening. And out in front of Wheatley 0-1. Kind of gotten in a little bit of a groove here. Misses outside, 1-1. Her dad, Jim, in the dugout calling pitches for her. Pitch popped up on the infield. Lambert squeezes it. And the Woodmen go down in order in the top of the 6th. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Martinsville 1, 2, and 3 due up. They trail it 3-0.
Don't do that.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Let the music die down a little bit so I could hear myself, and it was heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. 1, 2, and 3 for the Artesians. Holly Gallion, Ava Pemberton, and Ella Whitney said a busy, busy day here at Martinsville High School. That will get down over the second baseman's head, so a great way to start by the Artesians. Holly Gallion, infield single. Well, that's how Greenwood started off the game and got a couple of runs, so maybe that a good omen for the Artesians. Infield single by Holly Gallion, so the Artesians went the first 4 innings without a hit. Greenwood was actually perfect. Hankenhoff was through 3 and then gave up a walk in the 4th. Martinsville got a couple of singles last inning and now lead off this inning with the infield single, and Ava Pemberton just missing. Takes a nice, healthy swing at that pitch, but pops it up, and the catcher or first baseman, Macy Wylonis, couldn't come up with it, so Pemberton will get another chance. 0 for 1. Grounded to third her first time up, walked in the 4th. Ella Whitney on deck. Like to get a couple runners in position for her to help herself out at the plate. The bunt, nice one by Pemberton, fielded by the pitcher. So the sac bunt there by Ava Pemberton will move the runner, Holly Gallion, to second. And now that'll bring up Ella Whitney.
Now batting number 20, Ella Whitney.
And again, the storm warning comes out on her walk-up song. Ella, 0 for 2, due. And will step in with an opportunity to get her ball club closer here. 6-1 the score over at baseball. Martinsville out in front after 5. Kevin Reed on the mound in that one. Whitney puts a charge into it, but just misses it. The center fielder gloves it. Martinsville trying to send the runner. She is safe. Head coach Kayla Britton looking at Holly and tells her, you have got to get down. But she is safe in there. And Martinsville now a runner at third base for Chloe Huff. So Whitney just missing that pitch from Hankenhoff, out in front of it off the end of the bat just a little bit. The Woodmen appeal out at second base, trying to see if Gallion left early. She did not. So Huff now struck out twice, an opportunity here. Hagenhoff comes plateward. Pitch inside, misses. 1-0 the count. So the Artesians laying off of those inside pitches that Hagenhoff got Martinsville to offer at early on. Huff. Chance to drive one in here. The 1-0 offering. Get inside. She came a little bit closer to throw down the first, not in time. 1-1 the count. Huff swings and misses. Huff 1-2 now. 1 on, 2 out. The pitch, Hagenhoff in the dirt. Dominica Wheatley does a nice job to keep it in front of her. Tons of ways to be able to score from third base. The Artesians let off the inning, infield single. Holly Gallion able to get it just over the drawn-in infield. Sacrificed over to second, and then moved to third on a flyout by Whitney. Hagenhoff just missing inside. Count runs full now to Chloe Huff. Now the payoff pitch. Huff sends a charge into it, deep into center field, and that is gone. Home run by Chloe Huff. And the Artesians right back into this one, 3-2. Chloe Huff with a 2-run bomb to center field. And Martinsville now 3-2 trailers. And that'll bring the Woodman coach out of the dugout. So Chloe Huff on the 3-2 pitch takes it yard, and Martinsville now within 1, 3-2. As Carson Pruitt will now step in. Huff with her second home run of the season for the Artesians. And RBIs 3 and 4 for the junior. And now Carson Pruitt. Broke up the no-hitter to lead off the 5th inning with the single. Just misses that one this time. 0-1 the count. Had our tech director up here diving for cover. 0-1 the count. The Woodmen 2 runs in the first, 1 more in the 4th. Martinsville finally dents the scoreboard here in the bottom of the 6th on a 2-run shot by Chloe Huff to center field. Pruitt sends one deep. Not deep enough, though. The center fielder, Nevaeh Elliott, there to squeeze it to retire the side, but not before the Artesians get 2 back on a 2-run bomb by Chloe Huff. We'll head to the top of the 7th inning. Martinsville trails it 3-2.
Don't do that.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Top of the 7th inning for the Woodmen. It'll be the bottom third of their order. Macy Wylonis, Samantha Garrett, and Caitlin Berger. Whitney scattered 5 hits, surrendered 3 runs thus far. 5 strikeouts for Whitney. Woodman a couple of runs in the first on a couple infield singles. Gallion bobbles it, throw to first though, plenty of time, and they're 1 out. So Wylonis grounds out to short. Come in with a RBI single earlier, but now 1 for 3, 1 away for the designated player, Samantha Garrett. 1 for 2. Singled in the second, popped out to first to end the 4th. Looking ahead to the Artesians' bottom of the 7th, it will be 6, 7, and 8 for the Artesians. Sydney Gallion, Pacey Lewis, and Elena Lambert. Whitney hits the outside corner, 0-1. He said it's a busy, busy day here at Martinsville High School. Softball. A 1-out single by Garrett. First hit of the game since the 4th inning for Greenwood. So 1 on and 1 out for Caitlin Berger. 0-4-2. Struck out looking in the second to end that second, and then grounded back to Whitney to lead off the 5th. But the softball game going on here, baseball game as well going on over at Tutterow Field between Martinsville and Greenwood, and the Artesians up 6-1 after 5. Kevin Reed on the mound to start that game for the Artesians. Last year against Greenwood, Reed a no-hitter, 13 strikeouts. And pitching well in this one. Ian Knuckles, a 2-run bomb in the 3rd for the Artesians, and head coach Adam Peterson. You've got track going on over at Ciderwoods Field, the tennis courts as a tennis match. And then in the John R. Wooden Gym, the first ever men's home volleyball match going on as well. Good luck to Coach Karlstrom and those players, including a couple of kids from our Rewind program playing in that one. Good luck to all of them. Braxton Dilley and Luke Cheatham, Will Keller, Braden Hall as well. So, lots going on. Pitch in for a strike now, 1-2 to Berger. Looked like she was squaring to try to bunt to move Garrett over. Pitch just missing. 2-2. The Woodman with one on. And one out. Whitney looking over at the dugout to get the sign from her dad. Right back to her in the circle. She'll turn and fire to first. Then they throw behind the runner at second. She's just back in ahead of the tag. So Berger back to Whitney again, and that's the second out of the inning. So now we'll go back to the top of the order and Pritchett, but a runner at second base. So very important for the Artesians to end it here and not allow Greenwood to get another run. In for strike 0-1 to Pritchett, the shortstop. Singled and scored in the first inning. Had an infield single, stole a base. Looked like the game was going to start innocently enough, and then came around to score on an RBI ground out by Hankenhoff. But this time she grounds out to Pacey Lewis to end the seventh. So this is it. We'll head to the bottom of the seventh. Martinsville trails it 3-2. They will send 6, 7, and 8 to the plate to try to get at least one and keep this thing alive.
Don't do that.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Batting for the Artesians, number 23, Sydney Gallion.
Soldier Boy, okay. Hey, I got the new day after y'all call it Soldier Boy. Just got a punch and then crank back 3 times from left to right.
So here we go. Bottom of the seventh inning. The Artesians need 1 to keep it alive, 2 to win it. And they start off with a single to right. So that's the way you want to get it done. Sydney Gallion with a leadoff single for the 3rd straight inning. The Artesians have led off the inning with the single. Let's see if they can get something going here now for Pacey Lewis. Pacey struck out to start off the 3rd, but singled back in the 5th. I'm going to guess she's laying something down here, bunt-wise, to try to get Gallion over to second, but we'll see. Lewis steps in. Infield in for Greenwood. Lewis squares, bunts, a good one, misfielded by the 3rd baseman. Gallion, though, in between second and 3rd, nearly caught off, and Coach Britton not very happy, but Sydney, able to get back into second base. Runners on 1st and 2nd now for the Artesians. Nobody out. And hopefully the third baseman, Taylor Dick, okay. She came in charging strong, but kind of fell down, and when she went to field it, did something to her shoulder a little bit. Kind of fell over it, holding her left shoulder right now, and hopefully it is okay. But the end result, runners on first and second for the Artesians now with nobody out. And Coach Norwood out talking. Don't know if you're going to get a change at third. You are. And hopefully she is okay. But Martinsville, a great opportunity here. Well, Coach Britton was going to sacrifice Lewis for the sacrifice, and that's what she intended to do, but it turns out to be runners at first and second now. So I would guess that Elena Lambert will be called on to sacrifice here. And it's with runners on first and second, you've got a good opportunity because of who can cover third. The shortstop basically is going to have to come over and cover third with your bunt coverage, and you've got a new third baseman in as well after Taylor Dick injured her left shoulder trying to field that last bunt attempt by Pacey Lewis. So great chance here for the Artesians with the top of the order looming. And they're going to call the trainer in from, I think, left field. So some discussion going on here. So they'll have some changes, I believe, for Greenwood, as it looks like it will be number 18. Samantha Garrett will come in at third. So runners at first and second for the Artesians. Nobody out, bottom of the seventh. The scoreboard tells it all. Martinsville trailing by 1. Need 2 here to get the walk-off win. Leadoff single to right by Sydney Gallion, and then Pacey Lewis laid down a great bunt down the third base line. Taylor Dick charging, kind of overran it, trying to field it. Looked like she messed up her shoulder. Hopefully she's okay. The end result was everybody was safe at first and second. Had a little bit of holding your breath action there as Sydney Gallion rounded second base and was kind of caught in no man's land, but ended up able to get it back. You know, kind of doing what she was supposed to do, Holly, or Sydney. I keep mixing those two up, the sisters, Holly and Sydney, but my apologies there. But Sydney rounding second base, initially seeing that the third baseman had come up to field the bunt. Nobody there covering third, but the shortstop had come over to third, and we said Sydney was kind of caught in between second and third, but able to scramble back to second, and we're all safe now. And third base is way back for Elena Lambert, so maybe charged late, but could get a bunt down. She squares. Here comes the bunt. Oh, that's a perfect bunt. Right out in front of the plate. Moves the runners over to second and third, and now a single should win it for the Artesians. Great job of executing there by Elena Lambert. So the sack bunt, runners on second and third, and we will have a pinch hitter for the Artesians. It will be Addison Massey Deckard. And I asked Coach Britton prior to the game if anybody has surprised her or stood out that she wasn't expecting this year. And one of the first names out of her mouth was Addison Massey Deckard. An opportunity here for her to make a name for herself. The freshman will step on with an opportunity to tie it up or win it. 3:33, 2 hits and 6 at-bats, and the freshman in from the right side. Runners on second and third, 1 out. Martinsville down 3-2. A base hit could end it. Pacey Lewis, pretty good speed out at second base. Gallion at third. So here we go. First pitch in for strike, 0-1 the count. Holly Gallion on deck for the Artesians, 1 for 3. So here we go. 0-1 count. And now they've got the runner caught in between third. She is tagged out trying to come home. Wow, so Artesians maybe just ran themselves out of an inning there. Sydney Gallion trying to come home. The throw to third. She came home. The throw back to the catcher in time. 2 outs now. 0-2 the count to Massey Deckard. And the pitch. Swung on and missed, and the Woodmen hang on for the win. 3-2 the final. Greenwood gets the victory here. 3-2 the final, as the Artesians threatened here. 2 on, nobody out in the 7th, able to sacrifice the runners to second and third, but caught stealing. And then the strikeout to end it. Courtney Hankenhoff goes the distance for the Woodmen. Nine strikeouts for her, scattering just 5 hits, including a 2-run home run. And the Woodmen get the win here. 3-2 the final. The same 2 teams will do it again tomorrow at Greenwood. Well, that'll do it here from Roden Field. Greenwood wins it 3-2 the final in this Mid-State Conference matchup. This has been a student production of WRAP 15 Sports and the MHS Rewind YouTube channel, IHSA TV. Students in the broadcasting program, the RTV program at Martinsville High School, responsible for producing the game here this evening. Blaine Maxwell and Gabe O'Neill ran cameras. Elias Elsner and Annie Beers helped produce it. For those students, I'm Eric Meyer. So long, everyone, from Roden Field. Martinsville falls 3-2. Here the final.